When it comes to federal response, there is none. Let's put up this, what Governor DeWine had tweeted. He said, I spoke with the White House early this morning to address the needs for federal help in East Palestine, and I'm glad that he finally did. As a result of this conversation, I've requested assistance from the US Department of Health and Human Services and emergency response team and the CDC to provide direct support. All right, Governor, you got in there finally. It took you too long, but you're in there. Unfortunately, the governor was told no. Now I want you to wrap your minds around this. The DeWine administration has been in daily contact with FEMA to discuss the need for federal support. But FEMA continues to advise that Ohio is not eligible for assistance at this time. I will continue working with FEMA to determine what assistance can be provided. Now I'm gonna tell you something, Mayor. If I were the governor of this state, I'd be on the plane, on my way, or in somebody's car, but some kind of transportation, on my way. First thing smoking, I'll let them know, baby, I will be in your place. I'm coming to you because my residents gonna get some relief one way or another. But see, this is what bureaucracy does. It just overlooks the suffering of people. What you mean they don't qualify? We don't qualify. You better find some way for those folks to qualify. More nerd than a brass a monkey, as my grandma would say, man. I mean, it don't make no sense, but again, just don't care about the suffering of these people. So the governor finally got in there. Now, US Senator Sherrod Brown called for Governor DeWine to declare the East Palestine train derailment as a disaster. Let's put this up. A man-made disaster of this scale, scope, and significance necessitates a response and deployment of resources that are commensurate in scale and scope. Additional federal resources can and should play a critical role in helping our fellow Ohioans get back on their feet and ensure that their community is a safe place to live, work, and raise a family, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, what he said is right, but it's just too pristine for me, Mayor. They acting like somebody stubbed their toe. Instead of acting, I had a boss, I worked for one of the mayors of the city of Cleveland, Mayor Michael R. White. He would always say to his cabinet, because when you on the local level, see, you don't get to run and hide. You can't run and you can't hide on the local level, because baby, they see you at the grocery store, at the dentist, walking down the street. You can run, but you cannot hide when you're on the local level. And when things of a magnitude, like when it's deep in the streets, as a mayor or a city council person, you got to respond because you can run, but you can't hide. But Mayor White would always say, act like your hair is on fire. When your hair is on fire, you act like your hair is on fire. And what my concern is with these politicians, even though, certainly Senator DeWine, Governor DeWine did the right thing and saying, hey, feds, get in here. Senator Brown said, hey, something of this magnitude, but it's too pristine for me. Okay, y'all need to act like it's a damn emergency and forget all the speaking and all of that and say, look, ain't nobody leaving this joint until my folks get some relief. Now I'm coming to you or you coming to me, but somebody coming somewhere. And it's gonna be some hell to pay. Ain't nobody getting no rest until the residents of East Palestine get some relief. Mayor, am I off on this? Am I being too harsh about this?
Not at all. Listen, let's be clear. You said that the state Senate Republican went further than the governor. He's went further than the Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. And I think it's disgusting. And also the Senator Brown, had this been Trump in this administration, they would be all over. Democrats would have called the Secretary of Transportation in to testify. I think this is absolutely disgusting. This is absolutely, in French, kill Major de la Broche, right? This is let them eat cake. This is what they're saying, let them eat cake. They are sitting back while these people are dying. The water looks like Skittles, except it's not sweet. The smell may give off a sweet smell, but that is toxic water. Water should never have a rainbow hue over it like that. And the fact that these people are being told that they don't qualify because this is man-made is absolutely disgusting to me. They shouldn't have to declare an emergency. When you see water that is neo or iridescent, then you know it's an emergency of grand scope. And I tell you, if you are poor and white seeing this, you should be uncomfortable settling for politics as is, because you see they treat you just like they treat us.
Come on.
To their donors.
That's it. We in the same boat. If you are working, if you work for a living, and it don't matter if you're in the upper hierarchy in terms of money or the middle or the bottom, If you work for a living, if you can't afford to be off your job more than 2 weeks or a week at a time, if you ain't got a sugar daddy, a sugar mama, or a sugar somebody, if you work for a living, this system is not working for you. And we need to become co-conspirators together to change this system and the policies and the type of politicians that we elect to office. And Mayor, you laid it out. See, all these folks want to run for president again, so they don't want to run afoul of their owner donors. Norfolk Southern, Norfolk, because all of them took money from these folks, and all of them, Republican and Democrat, who got money from this train, from this company, they need to give it back. Give it back. Because it's blood money, it ain't worth it. Now that you know, maybe you ain't know before, but now that you know, you can make a new and different decision. We need to be outraged. Mayor, one other thing I want to put out there is that the NTSB is leading the investigation into the cause of the derailment with the Department of Transportation personnel. We know what it is, but I get it. You got to have your paperwork, okay? So I ain't got no qualms with doing the investigation, even though we already know, but do your investigation. And the actions include investigating the cause of the derailment. Yeah, well, first of all, they cut shifts, they cut employees, it's unsafe work conditions, and they got a braking system that goes back to the damn Civil War. Like, we can tell you this, you can save them taxpayers' dollars and forget the damn invest. We know what happened here, but let me go. Team, put it back up one more time. Investigating the cause of the derailment, ensuring compliance with the rail safety regulations. This is a bunch of BS, and creating a safe derail system, the White House. I'm gonna tell y'all something, the mayor and I know, because we do politics. This is political speak. This is cover they behinds. This is symbols without substance. Now look, symbols do matter, don't get me wrong. But baby, if they ain't got no substance behind them, they are absolutely useless. And especially in moments like this when people are suffering, dirty water, dirty soil, dirty air. Jesus. Mary and Joseph.